Vicarious Visions may have started by accident teasing for the new Crash Bandicoot game. Let's talk about it.
Whoa!
What's up guys, Canadian Guy here and back with a brand new video. Before we continue, as always, like the title says, this is a theory. And once again, theories do not equal fact. We look at evidence that has missing puzzle pieces and try to put them together in some way for them to make sense. Sounds good? Good. Alright, let's get to it then. So the new Crash title has been something that's been eluding us for the past few months. Most of us doubled down on the fact that Crash was going to make his entrance at the Game Awards, but alas, like me to a large social gathering, he was a no-show. So many of us went back to the drawing board to try to figure out when Crash will be coming back. We had developed what I personally called the Activision Pattern. I am unaware of what other people called it, but that's what I felt was appropriate. Where basically, after looking at patterns that Activision has been following for many years, there are a few rules that Activision follows for their games. There is always one Call of Duty game per year, and one family-friendly game per year. Then Activision follows a 5 to 7 month promotional campaign leading up to the release of the game and only announces games with full trailers when they are about 5 to 7 months to completion. There are a bunch more of these tiny little aspects to the Activision pattern, but those are the basics. Crash has always been released in June since Activision has gotten control, so 5 to 7 months back from that was about December. That is why we all thought that the Game Awards was going to be the time when Crash was going to come back. But of course, nothing happened. But still, I am hung up on this pattern. Activision has followed it for many years, with more titles than just Call of Duty, Crash, or Spyro, but with Skylanders, Destiny, and even the Spider-Man games. Why would they abruptly change the pattern? I made 2 videos saying that I think they are changing their strategy due to the new consoles coming out and pushing the game to a day one next generation game. But something relatively small happened that could mean a lot. So, Vicarious Visions had sent out a tweet that is asking for game testing registration. Now, this is not a quality assurance testing job, but literally bringing people off the street in New York to come in and test their content. This would mean that there is a project in the pipeline that is seemingly ready for someone to come in and try. Now, since the Insane Trilogy, we have not seen anything from Vicarious Visions as lead developers. They helped with the Spyro Reignited Trilogy and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, but they have not led a game since the Insane Trilogy. So what has Vicarious Visions been making that they want to open to the public for selective testing? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Crash Bandicoot is due for a new platforming adventure, Activision needs to release a family-friendly game for this year, and Vicarious Visions wants to open testing for a brand new project, literally within the same time span that Crash would fit with the Activision pattern that's being observed to be announced. So, with that, I think that Vicarious Visions is opening up testing for the new Crash Bandicoot game. Also, if they are opening up for public applications, the game must be coming in on its final legs of production. This would essentially be a polished alpha or even beta builds that the public would be playing on. To add a bit more fuel to this fire, Vicarious Visions has barely tweeted about anything in the past few years. Most of their tweets are related to charity events, visits from Vicarious Visions, holidays in the office, just typical, social stuff. But suddenly, they not only released this opening for the public to come and test a game, but the very next day, they posted a video about the developers watching players speedrun the Crash Insane Trilogy. The timing is a little weird, is it not? Now, here's the thing. I understand there is NDAs to be signed to make sure that people don't say anything when they come in to do the public testing. But let me tell you something, the general public ain't going to hold to that 100%. They're going to tell their relatives, their close friends, etc. And that info might spread like wildfire within certain circles and passed around like crazy, only for a leaker to pop up on 4chan or Reddit to speak of specifics of the game. So to have public testing like this, it's kind of unusual to do it before the actual title is announced. But a light bulb went off in my head. Actually, a few went off. It can take a few weeks to screen and schedule these people that apply and want to become testers off the street for Vicarious Visions' products, but they also wouldn't want the game to be leaked through people playtesting the game publicly. So what if this opening for testers is lined up with an announcement so that when the trailer launches, they already have the people ready to come in afterwards to try the game in an environment that's controlled. Now, like I said, if they are opening for public testing, that would also extrapolate that there would be an announcement of the project soon. But when and how? Well, there have been numerous leaks from so many different sources regarding the PlayStation and its PlayStation 5 event. Why is this important though? Of course, even though Crash is a third-party IP and no longer a PlayStation exclusive, it's still seen as such by many fans. And PlayStation knows this. This is why they push for so much exclusivity within the Crash Bandicoot IP. Exclusive tracks, skins, and the biggest of them all, overall exclusivity time to one specific console. PlayStation treats Crash like an adopted child. The Insane Trilogy, for example, was announced during the once popular PlayStation experience, and a giant chunk of content for Crash Team Racing was announced during one of PlayStation's State of Play. If you want to pay attention to Crash, you also have to pay attention to PlayStation as well. So, like I said, many different sources have been saying that there will be a PlayStation event happening soon. The time that's being quoted has been early February for the PlayStation 5 reveal. The reason why this also is important is because it does not really matter what the console is going to look like, but what games you're going to be able to play. So if this PlayStation event in February is happening, then it is entirely possible that Crash could be revealed here as well, as it still fits the Activision pattern of 5 to 7 months from a June release, matches with the public testing opening up, and many other matching factors. But there is also one more event that could bring back Crash. At the end of February, a huge gaming convention is happening in Boston called PAX East 2020. Now, I will be there personally, and if you're going, make sure to stop by and say hi. But this is one of the biggest PAX events across the world, and many games get revealed and brought to this showing. If you remember, Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy was playable at PAX East 2017. Spyro Reignited was also announced at PAX East 2018, and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled was playable at PAX East 2019. Activision has had a close relationship with this specific convention by bringing Crash and or Spyro to it for the past 3 years, and now it's the 4th year. What do you think is going to happen? To entice crowds to come to try the new game, if there's going to be a demo, the announcement of the new Crash game will likely happen right before PAX begins. If it's just a trailer and an announcement, then it would likely not have a demo and just be released at PAX. Again though, if they follow the announcement, it is still 5 to 7 months before the time in June. Barely, but nonetheless, it fits. Now, I iterate again, this is all a theory, following patterns that have been set and looking at evidence that is released. If we don't see Crash, or Spyro for that matter, by the end of February, then the Activision pattern is broken, and I'll talk a lot less about it, because then the world would be in chaos. But what do you guys think? Do you think Crash is going to be coming back soon? Comment below, and let me know. A huge thank you to all those who support the channel through Patreon and being a sponsor on the channel. If you'd like to help it out, check out the links in the description below, where you can buy some CGE merch or become a Patreon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming and nostalgic content. Thank you so much everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.